Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now. Ade Oladipo, brought to you by Undisputed.
What's up, peeps? Welcome to Ade and Gman, episode 24, I've been told. Like 100%, it's 24, brought to you by the wonderful people at Undisputed. I've been itching to do this with Gman because we're about to talk about, I think, one of the greatest fighters of all time. Plus, we're going to talk Manny Pacquiao, who's also one of the greatest fighters of all time. And maybe one that will go down as one of the greatest fighters of all time, and Jesse Bam Rodriguez. So we're talking all greats here on today's show. Oh, man.
It was some weekend, wasn't it?
Not a bad weekend of boxing.
Weekend. If they could all be like that, boxing would be, we'd never take our eyes off this sport.
I actually think boxing is in a really good space at the moment. I know, like, we as boxing fans moan about everything. It's just how we are. It's because we've been starved for years. So when we get sort of fed now, we're like, still want more. But it's been an incredible month. Still got more to come. Obviously, Ryan Garner, Reece Bellotti on the weekend. But let's focus first. Wembley Stadium, 90,000. You know, because I was there, I can't lie to you. Around the co-main event time, Lawrence Okolie making his ring walk, and I kind of tap Darren Barker on the shoulder, and I'm like, I don't think this has sold 90,000, you know, because you could see all the empty seats. About 20 minutes later, I looked around, I was like, oh my God, there's 90,000 in there. It literally just went boom, just like that.
I noticed that as well, because I was watching it live, and I was looking at the Okolie fight, I was like, oh wow, you know, you can, because it's still bright out, so you can clearly see it. Man, that place was just full-blown capacity when they did that ring walk. It was incredible.
It shows that the hunger and appetite for boxing over here. Remember, that's no AJ, that's no Tyson Fury. Those are the stadium fillers. It shows that there is an appetite where fight fans will just go to a venue if you can put on the good main event. Like, if you can put on a good main event, they'll go. And it was, on paper at least, a good main event. On paper.
On paper it was. And as you said, but it shows the name Oleksandr Usyk is, as well as Danny Dubois, because it takes two to tango. But this is a man who's not even from the UK. And he got, the ovation he got from the UK fans when he did that ring walk was incredible.
Insane. And this is a man that, he does speak English, but it's very broken English. Yeah. So it's not like he's just, giving us the greatest lines on planet Earth. He's just, we warm to him because he seems like the greatest human being ever. He puts on a great show every single time he's in the ring. He's beating our best, beating them well, but then he does it with a respect. He doesn't beat them and then start boasting or start chatting rubbish. He beats them with a respect, and he's always kind. And I think we warm to that as Brits.
Yeah, there's no bravado, there's no ego to him. He beat Danny Dubois, and he's straight over, you can tell, giving him encouragement as soon as the fight ends. He's very humble, and I think a lot of people respect that. There's no, chest out, I'm better than you, anything. And you say, even though he's left us with so many phrases now from that weekend. Don't push the horses. We now know Ivan. Yeah, Ivan is his punch now. So when you say, with the little English he has, he says things that stick with us.
Yeah, and I appreciate that he's trying to speak English. There are some fighters that won't even try. Oh, yeah. And I'm thinking, if you are trying to grow your brand, it's best that you try and learn a little bit of English.
It took Canelo years.
Before he started. But now all of a sudden it's a different Canelo. Now we're like, oh my God, Canelo's... Because you now know what Canelo's thinking, and doesn't have to go through a translator who probably rips up the swear words. Canelo will say what he wants to say. All right, how good is Oleksandr Usyk?
One of the best of all time. And that's resounding one of the best of all time. I know a lot of people are kind of probably going to hear me say that and say, you're going too far, you're this, that. Because I've seen that straight away. As soon as Usyk did that, he's 2-time undisputed heavyweight, 1-time cruiserweight, 3-time undisputed. His resume, yes, look, at heavyweight, it's a lot of rematches, but it's the way he's doing it.
Yeah.
And he's not just, okay, he could have 10 world... Deontay Wilder has 10 world title defenses. Yeah. Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury are the only ones you really have any kind of weight to them. Usyk is taking on the perceived either number 1 or number 2 in these defenses. Yeah. Fury perceived number 1. AJ at the time 1. Dubois number 2. He's taking all right, who's the next in line? All right, I'm fighting him. Yeah. That's the way he's doing it.
And he's doing it in a way in which is so beautiful to watch. Like it's weird, right? How violence can be beautiful. But honestly, it makes it beautiful. And it's a lot of the Eastern European fighters that do that. Because Bivol makes it look beautiful. Loma made it look beautiful. Golovkin, in his own brutal way, made it look beautiful, where you're like, oh my God, these guys are just incredible. Like, the influence of Eastern European fighters on boxing in the last 15, 20 years, it's been sensational. I mean, I'm sure there were Eastern European fighters before, but not to this magnitude.
No, there were, but they had a very different style. It was very it was almost robotic-like, where it's like they must have looked at that in the 90s, early 2000s, and they've just completely flipped it because the Eastern European style now, it's the antithesis of robotic.
Yeah.
It's robotic in a sense, you're almost in a trance watching them, but it's mesmerizing. It's
they have robotic minds in the way in which they are so driven and one-track minded and so boom like that.
Yeah.
But their feet are Cubans.
Oh,
like when you watch their feet, like if you just had like an outline of an image and showed Bivol, you'd say it must be Cuban schooled.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or Usyk
that,
at cruiserweight, because the way in which they move is incredible. And he seems to, Usyk, have everything. Like the whole lot. The mind is good. The legs are incredible. The hands. Like all we don't see him do is switch. And I'm convinced he can fight orthodox.
Oh, I'm sure he
like,
can.
I'm convinced he can go orthodox.
I guarantee he can probably do that.
And still kick ass.
I guarantee.
He just doesn't need to do it because for him it's almost like showing off. And I don't need to do it because I'm so good as a southpaw. You can't stop this.
I think that's the problem with a lot of like UK and American fighters nowadays. You know, I want to be able to switch here. I want to be able to do this. It's like, don't need to.
Yeah, they're doing stuff you don't need to do because they've seen it and think it looks cool. Like you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that all the time. You can just be that and just set traps and play chess moves. And he's playing chess moves right now, and he's clearly the grandmaster. Like nothing's even remotely close. You know when you say he's one of the best, like let's quickly have that conversation then about the best heavyweights of all time. Where? Because I know in your head you've done it already. I mean, you've done about 20,000 videos since the fight. One of those videos must be saying where he's ranked as an all-time top 10 heavyweight.
Oh, I think he has to be in the top 5, if not top 3. No, he has to be. He has to be. And
go on then, name him.
So Muhammad Ali, Lennox Lewis, and I would actually probably say Oleksandr Usyk, just ahead of Larry Holmes.
Okay,
just ahead of Larry Holmes. I know. Look, those two, Lewis and Ali, their resume speaks for itself. The world title fights, they speak for themselves. But when I look at Oleksandr Usyk and I look at the achievements he did, and if you want to count his cruiserweight run, because those guys are basically heavyweights when they're in the ring as well.
And
the likes of Myris Breeze,
run away from home.
Hook, away from home. And that's the thing. You know, Muhammad Ali was doing it in the States for the most part. Even when he went to Kinshasa, Zaire, he was the house fighter. He was the challenger, but he was the house fighter. Oleksandr Usyk is always the away fighter, and he always has that away fighter's mindset, and nothing phases him. He's one of these guys where there's, as you say, there's a humility about him, but there's just, when he's going into these fights, he's like, I don't care what you have. If you want to wear the gloves, you want to wear. If you want to have the ring, I don't care. I'm just going to beat you. And he does. There's no
you can walk
politics
first,
or
you
anything.
can walk second. I don't care about all that stuff. I've sat with him and he has an aura.
You can tell that even looking at my videos. There's
he
something
walks
different.
in, dude, and you're like, okay, his eyes, they're this very like piercing, and you think you feel like you are in the presence of something very, very special, like someone that in 50 years' time people are going to say, like the way they do about some of these fighters you just mentioned, they're going to talk about Oleksandr Usyk. I'm with you. It could be as high as third. It could be 5, could be 6, could be 7. I think the biggest compliment I can give him is that I think he could have beaten all of them. They could beat him.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say he beats Ali and Lewis before everyone comes to me, but I'm saying he could beat them all. And that's the biggest compliment I can give him. I can't think of more than 5 heavyweights that I'm like, yeah, they beat him. I can't think of 5.
Someone asked me once and they said, is there any heavyweight you would categorically pick over Oleksandr Usyk, as in a resounding, yes, he wins? And I said, honestly, I can't. No. I can say, I think Lennox Lewis will beat him.
Yeah.
But I don't say that with, 100%. Yes, he definitely does.
Yeah.
He's one of those fighters, when you look at the greats, you're like, I can't confidently predict Mike Tyson wins.
It's funny because I don't have, like, I've got Ali like you that can beat him. I've got Lennox Lewis that can beat him, but I think he could beat them.
Oh, yeah.
The only one that I think, if I was confident, someone said, gun to the head, who beats him? Pick, I would say Larry Holmes because of the jab. I think Larry Holmes had a jab, which, again, no one's been able to put a jab on him. Daniels tried, hasn't done it. Fury's tried, and it's not a jab. It's almost a rangefinder. And AJ didn't land any good jabs. Larry Holmes had a jab that was like a right hand that would take your head off. And I think if a jab might be able to stop him moving.
Might be. But his head movement is so good. If you're talking about peak Usyk, I think he takes that jab away from Larry Holmes. I think he beat him. I would. If you say gun to my head, Larry Holmes, Usyk, I'd be like, Usyk, definitely.
Wow.
Because he's just, I think the head movement and his jab is great.
That's why we should be so, and I've said this a lot about fighters now. I've said this a lot to fans, and I always try and preach it on my channel. Enjoy these fighters.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Enjoy these fighters, because we're in an era where we have fighters that can compete in any generation. Terence Crawford's around. Canelo could possibly do it. Bivol, but like, enjoy what we're seeing, because we've had barren spells. We've had a barren spell. So right now, enjoy it. Stop moaning, stop complaining. Just enjoy Oleksandr Usyk. Yes, would I have preferred to have seen him fight other heavyweights rather than go Dubois twice, AJ twice, and Fury twice? Yes, but I'm still watching him and I'm still enjoying the fights.
Oh, yeah. And we're still not complaining. Like, yes, there's a lot of rematches, but like none of us are saying, we're not going to tune in to see who's better now between Dubois and Usyk, who's better now between Joshua and Usyk in the rematch, etc. The fights we still want to see. And we still want to see, okay, we're so curious to see if anyone can do it. We think these guys have the best chance. Who knows? Maybe a Parker could have a better chance. Well, I think we might yet see that. Who knows?
Maybe. On Dubois, was Dubois not good, or was Usyk so much better than you predicted?
Oh, God. I didn't think Dubois was as bad as people make him out to be. He was more aggressive. And
Way
that was
more
what
aggressive.
I liked, because you could see it in the first round. I remember rewatching the first fight, and he was I'm going to box with you, I'm going to box. He wasn't like that this time, but it just meant that he had way more opportunities for Usyk to land. Yeah. And this is a common thing with Dubois. He's not got the greatest defense. So if you're giving Usyk more opportunities, he was landing that left hand from early, and he was buzzing him with it. So I think a better version of Dubois, you could argue, but he just didn't have the defense to pull off that plan.
Yeah, the game plan wasn't really there. It was almost a case of just be as aggressive as you can.
Exactly.
Rather than, okay, we're going to just focus on going to that body. We're going to focus on doing this. We didn't really see that. But again, that could be because the guy in front of him is a genius. And even if he did try and focus and go for the body, Usyk could have spun off and just peppered him all night. Did he quit?
I did see a video. I don't know if you'd seen this, where as Dubois is getting counted, I think it's a Don Charles does wave the towel.
I think it's his dad that throws it in, yeah.
Did Dubois see that? The way he walked back to the corner, I would say he probably did see it. But having said that, even without the towel, I think he was sitting that count out.
Okay. The reason I asked that is because everyone's asking it, so look, we're not trying to get into anything controversial here. It's because he does just pop up at 10.
He does. That's the weird thing.
And what we want to see, and it's cruel, it's wrong because it's such a dangerous sport, is you can't get up at 10. Like the referee could count to 20. If someone pops up at 10, you're thinking, could you have not have popped up at 7?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that's the thing. And the way in which he walked very freely back to his corner, he's not getting held. It's not like Don Charles has run into the ring and trying to hold him up. He walks quite freely back. So that's where I think, quick questions come from. I'm going to say no, he didn't, because being ringside and seeing the power and force of that left cross.
It was massive, wasn't it?
It was massive because he's got forward momentum. He's swinging Dubois, and it's just that extra momentum. And I think even if he did pop up at 7, I'm not joking, he's getting knocked out immediately again after.
See, that's the thing. Like, I mean, for me personally, do I think he could have got up at 7, 8? Yes, I do. But even though he walked back to the corner, he wasn't seeing that round out.
He was done.
He was done. He was going to get hit with another massive left hand. And maybe if he'd have carried on, maybe the next left hand, we wouldn't be talking about did he quit, did he not quit. We'd be talking about how he's going to come back from that knockout loss, because he would have been flat.
Okay. We'll get back to the fight in a second. I've got to ask you about this pre-fight party.
Oh, God.
Yeah, dude. Now, for those of you that have been living on Mars for the last 48 hours, obviously, I think most of you know, but for those of you that don't, Daniel Dubois had a pre-fight party prior to the Usyk fight. I think he had it sometime in the afternoon, and then after, obviously, was about to make his way to Wembley. He was late to get to Wembley. At 8:15, when Alexander Usyk is showing his hands getting wrapped, Daniel Dubois was not at Wembley Stadium. Yeah. Bear in mind, his ring walks for 10 o'clock.
Well, that was I tuned in live to the show when it was Daniel Lappin versus Lewis Edmonds, and they were saying Dubois not there, and I'm like, what, excuse, hold up, what? And Dubois, or not Dubois, they showed Usyk and he's getting his hands wrapped.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, surely not, because it takes a while to wrap the fighter's hands.
Yep.
It's not a quick, like, there you go, it's on. And then you have to get warmed up, and I'm thinking, this is completely And if you were Team Usyk, you'd be saying, re-wrap that hand, give him less time to, make it. I'm like, surely that can't be happening. And then we saw Simon Jordan, was talking about it, we've seen the footage. I'm thinking, this, all the red flags you want, all the indications are just there from the get-go with that.
Yeah. I'm happy you just mentioned about it takes a while, because I don't know if people realise, I don't know if people just assume it takes 5 minutes to wrap hands. It doesn't.
not.
It does not. It can take up to half an hour, 45 minutes to wrap hands properly and slowly. And again, as you say, normally you have someone from the commission or someone's team there, i.e. Usyk's team or Dubois' team, who will say, no, get rid of that, do that, change that. It can take an hour.
Yeah.
One teams start going back and forth. So if you're Dubois, you want that done. And as you say, you then want to start warming up, hitting the pads. Some fighters even like to go out to the venue, look at the arena, get into the zone. So if he's not in the venue at 8:15, I have a problem with that.
Massive. Yeah. And it's not like he's in at 8:15, but he knows it's a 10:30 ring walk. Okay, 2 hours. It's not ideal, but it's they knew they're on before 10 p.m. Curfew in Wembley.
Yeah.
So it's like you are literally there. You have no time to acclimatise to your surroundings or anything, and then you're walking to the ring.
And if you're Don Charles, like I know Don Charles has come out and tried to stick up for it, and I get it. Don Charles is in a difficult position, right?
Very.
But there's no way Don Charles and his team, who didn't go to this pre-fight party, I believe, are not at Wembley Stadium thinking, where the fuck's Daniel?
Okay,
like, there's no way they're not phoning, like, where are you? Like, what's going on? Like, we need to get this popping. You're fighting one of the greatest fighters of all time, and it's for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. You should be here by 7.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You want to bring your party to the changing room? Fine. We can put on a tape and a disco and we can do this. But you need to be here. Where are you? I found it crazy hearing it.
I couldn't believe it. And I think Simon was saying that even Daniel was uncomfy at it, that he actually went to go for a drive.
Yeah.
What the hell? You need your fighter in the right headspace. If he's in this environment he's not comfy in, now he's going to fight one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. I couldn't believe it. Apparently they did it for the AJ fight as well. Yeah, and it was fine, but
that doesn't make it right.
Exactly.
And Don said this, and I think Frank said this as well. That we did it for that fight, and it worked because look at what we did against AJ. I'm like, no, pre-fight parties before a fight don't work.
No, they just don't work.
I've spoken to at least 20 boxers since then, and they're all like, what? Yeah. They're in disbelief. And look, everyone's got their own rituals and things to do, but I just feel like someone needs to look at that. Someone needs to look at that desperately.
Well, I don't remember them being late to the AJ fight, though.
Yeah.
There's another thing.
And the pre-fight gathering, that's what they're calling it, by the way, gathering. I heard for the AJ fight was about 30 people. This one I heard was about 70.
70.
That's a party, dude.
Man,
that's not a gathering, dude. That's a party.
No, and Dubois knew none of them. I think Simon Jordan was saying that Stan, his dad, was saying if these people aren't allowed in, they don't have tickets. But it's like, mate, your fighter is fighting Usyk and you're already running late. You've all this probably, God knows what's going on in his head. And you chuck that on top of it. It's crazy.
It is crazy. That being said, I think Daniel Dubois will be back. He's only 27. Yes. We saw him rebuild after the first Usyk fight. He went on that crazy run. Who is the perfect next opponent for Daniel Dubois? Like the name, you're like, ooh, that makes sense.
Joe Joyce.
Ooh, the rematch.
The rematch, because I think he needs to avenge one of those losses. He's tried to do Usyk. It's not going to happen. Never going to be Usyk. Joe Joyce is knocking around. He wants to fight. Okay.
It's interesting.
That's an interesting
Didn't think
fight.
about that.
Because you could still, there's history there. There's beef, Dubois. Obviously, we know that was meant to be on pay-per-view originally. Originally, before all the lockdowns, that was going to be a pay-per-view. It'd probably still do well. You'd probably still do the OVO Arena or the O2, potentially with that. I'd just say, Bo Queensbury, go for it.
Okay.
Rematch with Joe Joyce.
No, look, I mean, there are so many names. That's actually, and I almost forgot about Joe, if I'm being brutally honest. Like when I think of heavyweights, I don't even think of Joe Joyce anymore. I know. Which is crazy. Because the Hrgovic fight wasn't that bad.
No, he was actually
It wasn't
right
the worst, was it? Although I don't want to see him fight again. I mean, if he is going to fight, it's a big-ish fight. It would do a nice venue.
It'd do a nice venue. Yeah. It would be, I think for Dubois, confidence is something he needs. And I know we could say Joe Joyce is not the highest caliber these days, but to go in with someone who beat you, and you definitely did quit in that fight as well.
Yeah, that's the one.
And to right those demons, you try to do it against Usyk, it's never going to happen. But you can do it against Joe Joyce. Okay,
so that's Dubois out of the way. Let's get back to the great one, Alexander Usyk. You mentioned Parker. Parker's obviously mandatory, WBO mandatory. Caballero is there as well. Tyson Fury is there. Turkey seems to think that Moses Atalma can do some business for some reason. AJ, whatever. Not what should he fight or who should he fight. Who do you want him to fight? Is it, or unless those two are the same?
No, I'd like to see him fight Joseph Parker.
Okay, then that's the correct answer, isn't it?
Yeah, he deserves it. He's earned that shot by now. And he should have had a shot back in February with Daniel Dubois. No fault of anyone's. Dubois was sick. But give him a shot. He's overdue it.
Yeah.
And he's inactive.
I don't like my worry for Parker, and I spoke to Andy Lee. I don't know if you saw it on the Ariel and Ade show. Andy Lee came on. I didn't know Andy Lee was there waiting. He was on Zoom. It was just me and Ariel talking. And I was like, if Parker does wait for Usyk, that means he's not fought for a year.
Basically.
Usyk's not going to fight for 7 months.
No, not this year anyway.
Yeah, that means Parker's not going to fight for 12 months.
Yeah, so
I think when did Parker fight Cody? February.
Yeah, jeez.
So he's going to sit it out. I mean, can he afford just the best Parker we saw was an active Parker. That's when he was fighting every 3 or 4 months and he looked really good. Yeah. Same with Dubois. These guys are sitting it out, waiting for Usyk. And all of a sudden, we're not seeing the best of these guys.
No, and crucially, I think was it Andy Lee who said something similar, or was it Parker, one or the other, who said Usyk is being active. Because this is his second fight in, 7 months? Last year he had 2 fights. Parker, we're looking at 1 fight a year for the last 2 years then. If he doesn't fight.
That's why. Remember there was a conversation and people kind of laughed it off, and I did as well, but now I get it. They were trying to say Parker Dave Allen.
Yes, I do.
Because they wanted
that.
a stay busy
Just
fight
to
for
stay
Parker.
busy fight,
yes,
exactly.
100%.
Yes.
They're like, okay, we need a fight where we can win, and Parker can, if he's on form, beat Dave Allen. I think they're looking at stay busy because they are wanting Usyk, but I also feel like they don't want to wait a year.
No, and I can't blame them.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you could say, well, Dave Allen is nothing like Oleksandr Usyk. It doesn't matter. The guy needs to be in the ring, going through a proper fight camp, under the stage lights, because sparring is one thing, but being there on stage is completely different. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Go fight Dave Allen. Yeah, it's a fight you should win. It's not going to prepare you for Oleksandr Usyk, but at least you're going into the Usyk fight with a fight 6 months ago rather than a year ago.
I wish, and I don't know if you saw the post-fight interview I did.
I did.
And Chisora was trying to like just nag me. He was right there. And I'm thinking, where are you, Parker? Like, you know, sometimes you've got to be, you know, he's nice, Parker. Sometimes I almost feel like you've got to go out and get it. Like, look at Daniel Dubois, the way he stormed the ring.
Yeah, he grabbed the mic off
you. Got the fight. Yeah. Got the fight, didn't he, though? Got the fight. And I was thinking, Parker, this is your time now. Get into the ring and scream. I'll give you the mic. Because if I look and see it's Parker, I'm like, okay, yep, you deserve it. Go and say what you want to say. I just, you know, I don't see Alexander Usyk fighting him. I see Alexander Usyk saying, I've done that undisputed. Take the belt. I do what I want to do. You're not forcing me to do what I don't want to do. And I can almost see if it comes down to pounds and pence, I can see Fury again.
I know what you're going to say.
I can see Fury again.
But that, as far as I'm concerned, that's not right.
No, it's not.
It's completely. If Fury came back and fought Ade Gman, and he became interim, go for it because you've earned it. You can't lose back-to-back fights. And for Ade Gman, that's got to be a gut buster because he's mandatory with WBC, and they'll basically just say, no, he's fighting Fury next.
Well, the easiest thing, I saw Ade Gman there as well. Fight Parker.
Or fight
Parker. Like literally both of you fight each other and then the winner. Like, there's so many fight cards. I mean, that is a fight card within itself. You fight Parker in September, October. You both, are busting a gut to fight. The winner fights Usyk in February.
There you go.
Or March, whatever it is.
That's actually a great show.
Yeah, the idea of both of them just sitting there waiting annoys me because I'm like, you're both ranked, now that Dubois lost, you're both ranked number 2 and 3 in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Why isn't number 2 fighting number 3 to fight number 1?
That actually makes so much sense. Both Queensbury.
So
Frank can do it on a decent. She could do it in the UK. He could do it on a reality show.
Easily.
I just worry though if they're fighting one another, Usyk could just say, "I'll fight Tyson Fury instead." In the meantime, we'll get a date early February next year. They were talking about April when Fury said he would fight Usyk. Part of me does feel we're going to get that trilogy fight. I can say I want Parker, but do I think you said who do I want and who do I think? I want Parker. We're getting Fury.
What I want is retirement.
Oh, preferably that.
Yeah, that's my number one choice for Alexander Usyk to say, you know what, guys, done it.
I've clocked the game.
Clocked the game. Got in. Got rich. Became great. Got out. Got out of all my faculties. I can then go and live my life however I want to do, and just say thank you. And then all of a sudden, it's the most competitive heavyweight division since the 80s. Because if he goes, everyone can beat everyone.
Everyone can beat everyone. All the belts are out there. Because for the last years, there's always been a title holder and then a unified champion. This will be like, man, opening up a can of worms because everyone's going to be going, I want that belt or I can get that belt. Who has this? It's going to be all over. It'll be brilliant.
I saw a great tweet from someone, a guy called Leon. He actually coaches Vidal Riley. He said, Alexander Usyk is so good, he could vacate all his belts and win them back in 12 months.
I don't want to go that far at this stage.
Like he could literally fight everyone in 3 months and get that belt and that belt and that belt.
34-year-old Usyk, yeah, I'd agree with you. Probably could.
Yeah, no.
Not 38-year-old.
We spent quite long on this one. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, yeah.
Manny Pacquiao in Vegas a few hours after, I say a few, like 7 hours after. Did Manny Pacquiao beat Mario Barrios?
He absolutely did.
So why did they rob him?
I'm baffled. I actually thought going into the fight, I said it to you on last week's show, chances are if Pacquiao wins enough rounds, they'll probably give it to him knowing there's a Floyd rematch there.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, the polar opposite happened. One judge scored at the Barros. Can't understand how they did that. And the other two had it a draw. I mean, Manny Pacquiao early on was doing well. He looked sharp. I don't mean this in a bad way, but like, is this how good Manny Pacquiao truly is that he still has left? Or is this how bad the welterweight division is now?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the welterweight division. I'd say Barrios.
Or Barrios.
I'd say Barrios because I still think Brian Norman would have sent Manny Pacquiao into another realm.
Oh God, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Tennis as well.
Just boot tennis, like those type of guys. I think they would have destroyed him. It's how bad Barrios is. I like Mario Barrios. I see him. It's love, but you got to call a spade a spade. Like Manny Pacquiao, 10 years minimum past his prime, should not be, after 5 years of an exile, should not be drawing with you or in my eyes beating you.
No,
no way.
And we saw 4 years ago a 41, 42-year-old Manny Pacquiao get comprehensively beaten by Yordenis Ugas, a good champion, a solid champion at welterweight at the time. And 4 years later, an older Pacquiao with another champion, and it's like, yeah, you lost that fight.
Yeah.
I don't know how you got it.
So bad. Do they do a rematch then? I mean,
I think you have to.
Yeah, and I think that you go to a bigger venue as well.
You have to. I mean, like, it's at the end of the day, like some people thought it was a cash grab. Well, maybe it was. Well,
maybe it was.
Maybe it was. But like, I mean, he's
now
going to get a double cash grab.
Now they know they
have
have to do it again, though.
Yeah,
maybe it was.
And again, as we said, Manny will probably go in favourite. Barros' confidence. I mean, he's had not just that. He's had really shaky performances over his last few fights.
His last 3 have been very shaky.
Very.
Like where he's been busted up as well. He didn't get as busted up.
No.
Which is good for him, but this guy can't buy an easy fight right now.
No, and I think that some Pacquiao, knowing Barrios, knowing he's Pacquiao in a rematch, Pacquiao's normally quite good in rematches as well. Yeah. I think Pacquiao could actually win this rematch. Could probably win it comfortably next time. And obviously they're looking at Floyd. Yeah. That's what they're thinking. They want to do that Floyd fight, even if it's not this year, if it's next year. It's still a huge fight. Yeah,
and I think that's why the way it works, I think that's why they gave it a draw. Obviously, that Floyd fight would not be on PBC. I think for us, I could put all my house on it that it goes to Netflix because of what they're trying to do. And obviously, PBC have no influence on Netflix, so they're probably thinking, we ain't giving you this fight. Like, it means nothing. A very good point, actually. Yeah, it means nothing to us. Point, so even if we think Manny's winning, why are we going to line up? We'd rather keep this in-house. If Pacquiao gets a draw, he has to do it again on BBC.
Has to do it again on BBC.
If Floyd fights him, it's on Netflix. I think that's the probably issue.
One last big PBC show on Amazon or something. Happy days. The next fight, you can do what you like.
Yeah, there you go. Sebastian Fendor put a bit of a beating on Tim Tszyu again. For me, he's quite clearly the best 154-pounder, or at least on what have you done for me lately, he's the number one 154-pounder.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I was quite shocked how... I thought he'd win. I thought he'd stop him, but it shocked me how much of a beating he put on him. First round. Yeah.
Tim Tszyu. This is why, when people fight people that take steroids, and I'm not saying Bakram is on steroids, by the way. I'm trying to say the beating you take from someone can last you a lifetime. Tim Tszyu, the beating that he took from Bakram, it was Bakram that he fought, yeah. It's the scar tissue's all there. Oh God, I can see it all over him. Like as soon as he gets hit, it's just gone. Everything's gone. Yeah.
See, he didn't take a beating first time against Fendor.
No,
he was competitive, but he didn't take a beating. It was the cut really got him.
That made it look really bad.
That was what really got him, and I think that's what, because he was winning that fight before that, but he just got 3 rounds. Even though it was only 3 rounds, the punishment he took in that fight in those 3 rounds was crazy. You, dude,
it's crazy, and it's affected him. As for Fendor, what next?
Apparently he's going to Harvard.
I said this. I saw that.
Yeah, apparently he's going to Harvard next.
I saw that. That's interesting. So I don't know if that means he takes a pause from boxing, but then again, you fight once every 7 months.
Yeah, you fight once every 7 months. Yeah. I'm sure there have been fighters in the past who've done college and high level. Isaac Dogbay did. Yeah. He did uni at the same time. I couldn't believe that when I seen it. But yeah, surely you're looking to unify. Surely.
Yeah, unify. Xander Zayas was a fight that was supposed to happen. Xander Zayas fights think this weekend.
I think he's
I think it's this weekend.
For the belt that Fendor vacated.
There you go. So maybe Xander puts himself in a position to go there. Obviously, Boots isn't going to fight Sebastian Fendora. Virgil's there. There are some. 154 is fantastic. Or do you go Bakram?
Oh, that's a real.
Do you do it?
He's going to end up being like the Golovkin of the division.
Yeah.
He'll just be one of those guys where it's just like, unless we have to.
No, unless we are getting paid.
Or getting paid.
We are not doing this.
Yeah, we are not doing this.
We are not
He's
doing
going to
this.
end up like that.
Yeah. I do want to talk Jesse Bam Rodriguez as well. But before we talk Jesse, people, I do want to talk about AJ Jake Paul. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But I am now, I kid you not, I am now more swinging to it happens than it don't happen. After I spoke to Jake Paul on Saturday, and he looked at me like, obviously, like he gave me a look, like, duh, what kind of stupid question is this? And I was like, huh? I heard that AJ was there, by the way.
Really?
This is what I heard. I can't confirm it, but someone told me AJ was there. And let me just say this without getting too much in trouble. Quite a few important people went into a back room.
Right, look.
I'm not saying who was in that, but I'm not saying who was in the back room.
Okay.
But I'm saying quite a few important people.
Jake Paul has shown that he's willing to fight live, as in Canelo.
Anyone.
Which would have happened had it not been
He'll fight anyone,
Crawford,
by the way.
right?
Yeah.
Canelo is a super middleweight who'll be moving up the cruiser. AJ's a flipping 6'5", 250-pound man.
You know what Jake does? Whereas we see size, which is important.
Massive.
Jake, you know what Jake looks at?
Dollar.
Mm-hmm. So where is it will come across our table, it'll say 6'5", 18 stone AJ. It comes up across his table, it says AJ 100 million, Canelo 100 million, Javante 100. He doesn't care. All he sees is numbers, which is crazy. But he's crazy to think that somehow, in some way, AJ couldn't kill him.
Man, AJ nearly did it to Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
I mean, that knockout was chilling. That was Ngannou. Ngannou is 6'5" and 200, 300 pounds of muscle.
Yeah. Mass strength. A guy that's used to being kicked in the head with shins.
I think AJ, if he did fight Jake Paul, I think he probably would try his best not to do that.
Okay, so this is the problem, isn't it? Because there's always been this conspiracy that Jake Paul opponents don't try and hurt Jake Paul.
That's the problem.
So this is the problem because if AJ doesn't knock him out in one round, then people are going to say, well, obviously then the fights are rigged.
Yeah.
Yeah. So AJ's almost got to knock him out.
He pretty much has to, but it's... my way of looking at it is, at least Ngannou was an actual combat guy. Jake Paul is a novice boxer, and I've seen it in boxing gyms. You're much bigger, you're better. You see a novice guy in sparring, you're gonna hold back. It's just the way it is, and I
so
think AJ would do that.
It's not almost something that's written down. It's just how it is.
Almost, unless you're an absolute you know what, and you just want to just knock someone out.
Isn't Jake just you know what?
Sometimes, yes, but all I can see in that fight is Jake Paul. If AJ goes like Ngannou mode, Jake Paul being absolutely sleeping.
And I think, see, this is the danger with this, because when we say sleeping, I think we're obviously referring to him just getting knocked out. Yeah. Duke McKenzie was on TalkSport, and he, no joking, he said AJ could kill him. Like, with the force that AJ has, AJ's a former unified... Like, AJ's no bum that's come to the end. AJ is a 265-pound, 6'6" wrecking machine that if he hits Jake Paul clean, and they're wearing no small gloves...
10-ounce gloves as well.
I think it's getting to the stage where this is very dangerous.
It is very dangerous.
Like, there's one thing Canelo, and I think Canelo's dangerous, by the way.
Very.
But you're timesing it by 3 with AJ. Like, it's getting... We've got to be a bit careful here with the Jake Paul thing.
Exactly.
Got to be a bit careful. Like, the matches, I've enjoyed them. They're fun. I knew Mike Tyson wasn't going to do anything. I knew Chavez wasn't going to do anything. But there's certain fighters I would never want to see him in the ring with. Let alone AJ. I would never want to see him in the ring with Jar Pataya.
Or
Beterbiev. Do you know what I mean? Those type of guys that would just hurt him. And I feel like people may... Yes, there's a lot of money.
Is it
right?
worth it though?
There's a lot of money. Everyone involved's already got so much money. The bailiffs are not at AJ's door. Or Eddie's door, or whatever, or Jake Paul's door. I think this is far too risky. You're rolling the dice here, people.
You are rolling the dice, and you're playing with fire with this. And if it goes wrong, it's going to go very wrong. And I don't mean him just losing. He's not going to beat AJ in spite of what, like Tyson Fury. Jake Paul knocks him out. No, he doesn't.
You see what John Fury said?
No, John Fury, I think.
John Fury said AJ beats him with his dick.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how
Trying
to
to be
get
nice.
around it.
No, it's just okay. You can say what you want in this channel. It's fine. Yeah.
I love the way like you've Tyson saying one thing and John saying the complete opposite. But yeah, honestly, AJ probably with a jab could just level him.
Yeah.
Probably with a jab. But the problem is, right, as Duke McKenzie said, and I agree, if you're getting 100 million, but you are literally like horrifically concussed, is it worth it?
What's the worth? Yeah, what's the worth? They need to look at it. All right, let's end by talking about the great, and he's already a great for me, Jesse Bam Rodriguez.
And he is a great.
Who beat Fumilele Cafu. The corner, Colin Nathan, who I know very well from my time in South Africa, decided enough was enough.
Rightly so.
Through the rightly so. Dude, the enough was enough from the first couple of rounds. I could tell already from early, and that's what he does to you, Jesse. From early, I'm like, okay, he's already dictated how this is going to play out. You are literally lamb for the slaughter, and it's just about time he's going to get to you. That boy's movement and precision and power and accuracy and spite is something to behold.
It's just so fluid.
Yeah.
Like the moving range and like the pivot and stuff like that. I was looking at it and I was like, it's just so seamless. You know when it looks almost like they're playing on a video game.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. Like to get your legs to just stay balanced. It's like someone's on a video game and programmed them. That's how perfect and fluid it is.
And that's not Mexican boxers.
Nope.
That's what surprised me so much. That's not Robert Garcia boxers.
No.
To an extent.
Very good.
It's not, is it?
No.
It's almost like he's watched Loma for years, and Robert Garcia has added the venom into him.
Yes, the Mexican venom and spite.
Mexican venom and spite and Loma's movement. Which is a wicked combination. That's lethal. Yeah, that is that's actually quite scary.
That's not, oh, wow.
Yeah.
All that footwork, all that movement, plus I'm going for you.
And bear in mind, this is a guy that knew he had a big money fight, Riyadh season, November 22nd.
I was worried about that.
And he still didn't hold back. He still was like, see like Canelo Skull?
Yeah,
where
exactly.
Canelo's like,
oh God, yeah.
I ain't doing shit here because
Yeah.
I've got a big fight coming up. Jesse was like, still fighting.
Yeah.
Still going to give it my absolute all no matter what.
Still going for the knockout, not going to like take my foot off the gas, going straight for it. Because Canelo, when he knew it was Crawford, it was like 12 rounds, I'm going to cure insomnia with this.
Yeah.
Bam, it's like, I'm on.
Incredible. Honestly, incredible. That was at 115. See, 118 has Nakatani.
Which is very dangerous.
Yeah, Junto. 122 has you know who. Inoue. Can we just, bam, can you just get your ass to 118 quickly and then get your ass to 122? The super fight we want of all super fights is him versus Inoue.
It absolutely is.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm being, 7 pounds doesn't seem too much for me. But I you know what I will say? I genuinely believe this. Bam walks around bigger than Inoue.
He looked big.
Yes.
Like everything about Bam. Like Inoue always looks slim. He always looks just slim, petite.
Yes.
We've met Bam in person before and he's very short.
Yeah.
But he doesn't look small.
No.
Like, he looks like a guy who is jacked.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But he's very small, but jacked.
Yeah.
So he probably does. I heard Inoue walks around like kind of like high 130s.
Okay.
Right? I guarantee Bam is similar.
Yeah.
I guarantee he's similar.
Yeah. So again, that's obviously there's so much. I mean, Inoue's got Akhmadaliev, and then Junto's the fight that should be made in Japan. That's the big fight. But I have a feeling the back end of 2026, if both of them keep winning, and I think they will.
Oh, they will.
We're going to see some sort of super fight between the two. Because I think Inoue's maxed out at 122 as well.
I do. I
mean, don't get me wrong, he can still beat guys at 126. I'm convinced of it.
He can, but you see him when he fights guys like TJ Dehenny, who really come down from 126. Yeah, he beat him. But there was moments.
But yeah, there's no one punch KO in
exactly.
them. Yeah.
And you can see the size, you can see how big Dehenny is compared to Inoue. And then he has success against him. And you're thinking, this is a guy, no disrespect, who was soundly beaten by Michael Conlon at 126. And he's getting stopped by Inoue, but he's having success in there. This is years after. So I think, 122 is probably him. That's his limit.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with those. All right, guys. As always, it's been that was the quickest 40 minutes ever. But thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. You know what to do with G-Man's channel, which is growing so fast because of his incredible effort in the last 7 days with the Usyk videos. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, he hasn't stopped.
It's been good. 25,000 hit on Saturday. Now we're at 25,500.
25,500, and you know where I am. Very, very much closing in on the 100,000 subs. So thank you, as always, for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.
Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now.
Ade Oladipo, brought to you by Undisputed.